Okay, everybody, good morning. So we got a lot of shit to talk about. A lot of shit. So, oh man, feels like my tire's going flat. Ooh, let's not do that this morning. For those of you who follow the Instagram page, you guys will have probably already seen it. I recently I'd gotten my truck back from the shop. I just paid $6,200 to get this transmission completely redone, and they completely just backyard mechanicked my ass. So, as you all know, I have this beat up 97 Ram 3500 with the 8.0 V10 in it. Man, for all the hate that the V10s get, man, this is a hell of a truck. For context, every other vehicle I've had, I've either blown up or completely totaled the transmission. This thing I've had for a while. Bought it back registered in 2020. I think I bought it in 2019. So a little over 6 years. All these people speeding down this road, and I didn't see him until he rounded that corner. But the last couple of years, I ended up blowing that transmission, taking it out the dunes and whatnot, and street racing it. So I ended up blowing the first 2 gears, and finally it just got to the point to where it was slipping, so I just had to, to the point to where it was really, really bad. Really, really bad slipping. And I had to take it into the shop finally. Well, I took it into the shop, and it was there for 6 weeks. Had an agreement. I told them first off, hey, I'm kind of running into some money issues. It'll be about 6 weeks before I get this thing paid off completely. Now, $6,200 in 6 weeks, let me tell you, that was a fucking struggle. But, I got it done. I'm a man of my word. When I say I'm going to do something, I do it. Now, plans things might change a little bit, but I'm still going to do the original plan. Regardless of, I shake your hand and tell you what to do, it's going to get done. So, anyways, I get in there 6 weeks later. I go to pick it up. I want to say it's about 3-4 days ago. And I pick it up and I drive it to work. So I get going to work, and it throws this O2 code. I thought, oh, okay, cool, whatever, standard, O2 code. And I go back into work, get out of work, finish up my shift, start coming home. All of a sudden, I feel this thing, it revs up, and then it kind of just stalls out back in the low RPMs after shifting into gear. So all of a sudden I get home and I hook up the reader to it again, and it's throwing a TCC code. So I was like, okay, cool. Well, maybe it has something to do with the O2 being finicky, because if you guys have never owned a V10, you need to understand that the O2 and the O2 sensors in the V10 are pretty much what dictate how your truck's gonna run. At least in my experience. So if you have a dirty O2 or your O2s are failing, your truck's gonna run like absolute dog shit. So anyways, that being the case, I went ahead and got up under the truck, only come to find out, and this was like the day after I'd picked it up and drove it to work. So I get it, I get up under the truck, go and check that O2, come to find out that they had chopped my freaking exhaust right there where they put the transmission in. I'm assuming to put the drive shaft in, because that's what it looks like. It looks like they chopped it to slide the drive shaft in between it and then never put it back together. Instead, they took a piece of freaking baling wire and tied the back end of the exhaust up to the other exhaust that they didn't cut, the other pipe that they didn't cut, and then and then just left the other one hanging off my fucking, my headers. Man, I don't understand how it is companies keep thinking they're gonna get away with this shit. And this is just my life story, guys. Like, my ex-girlfriend told me, looked at me and asked if I was, when I first got out here and started actually getting into dating and again and everything else, I straight up looked at me and asked me if I was slow. And then after, she thought I was slow. I guess you can consider me slow, even though I'm really not. I'm actually really smart. A lot of people don't, you have to be around me to understand it, but a lot of people don't understand how it is I do stuff. My social vocabulary and the way, oh my God, that's squealing. And the way I conduct myself in a private setting is way different than how I conduct myself in a public setting, just because I'm able to function a lot better doing my stuff my own way in a private setting. Yeah, my vocabulary is not the brightest, but it's also not, oh man, this sucks. It's also not the, this sucks. There we go. Trying to get rid of all that squealing. I'm not going to say it's the worst. I use a lot of colorful four-letter words. And that's just because I was raised by a bunch of old people, a bunch of old men. They didn't give a damn. They were old enough to retire and still young enough to be able to shove a boot in your ass. Some days it's better than others, but that's what you get. And, man, this is going to be way too windy. That's okay, though. If I have to, I'll remake the video. Oh, this bastard. Of course, he's going to ride my ass this whole time. What are you going to do if I have to slam on my brakes? That's fine, I'll just slow down. Riding my fucking ass, bitch. That's alright, you get going. You go hit the deer, and I'll survive, okay? Got it. Trying to get me. It was black. It was big and black. Oh man. Woo! Oh, heart skipped a beat. It's too early for that shit. That's why I'm not speeding today. it's cooled off, and so everything's going to be out and about. Oh, shit. Yeah. So anyways, so I get my truck back. I took it in, and for the, once again, go follow the Instagram. I uploaded the video, and I confronted the shop about it. One of the mechanics I talked to when I first get in there, straight up had told me, is like, oh yeah, no, we did that. So and so was supposed to take it back to the shop down the road to get it welded. You're gonna have to talk to what's his face in there. Now, you said your truck was thrown an O2 or a TCC code, and after doing my own little research, I found out that it had nothing to do with anything with the O2 or the engine. I guess that's a torque converter clutch lockup, circuit open, or some dumb shit thing. Once again, I'm not a transmission guy. I'm the guy who you call is like, I can watch a video if I don't know what I'm looking at, or what the main cause it is, or read up on it, and then just fix it. Replace the part, bolt new one in. As for all the diagnostic stuff, I know the basic, like lean and rich, and there's a misfire, or if something's not working, like if a injector's not working right, or stuff like that. As for transmission guy, I'm not a transmission guy. I'll straight out admit that. But once again, oh my goodness. Oh, we're gonna have to ride around with the visor open. It's gonna squeal too much. I don't know why it's doing that. Once again, I take the truck back, and he had told me that, like, straight to my face. Then I go ahead and I talk to the big boss guy, and he's over here trying to kick it under the rug, and or the look on his face sounded like he really didn't know anything. I'm very good at reading people. But it's just like, how are you in business and or don't know what the hell is going on in your shop from your employees are doing? That tells me, how many other people have you screwed to get a paycheck? And everybody I talk to, they're telling me that I should go sue this company, and my other buddy who's been in an actual mechanic shop had said the exact same thing that I did, which is, how many people have these guys screwed to get a paycheck? You really need to go down to wherever they're getting their licensing from and just raise hell, because they had no right. And I also second this, you have no right, if you are a transmission shop, to run through and start cutting shit on somebody else's vehicle that you have no expertise and no business even cutting. The fact that you had to cut my exhaust when they already had it partially out, because they just couldn't go down there and take it off the fucking hanger, and that's all it was. That's all they had to do. They just had to take it down there and take the fucking hanger off. That's all they had left to do. They already loosened up the bolts on the header and everything else. They could have just went down there, popped the goddamn bolt on the hanger, because it's not welded to the frame. At least that one that I was using wasn't. And just go about what you need to go about doing. But instead, they just took a fucking angle grinder and cut the motherfucker in half. And the worst part about it is they cut it right there at the fucking O2 sensor. So I was throwing code. It's like, now there's no way to fix that until I get somebody to weld my shit. None. You know, I don't get it. I don't understand it. How the hell are you gonna go through and cut somebody's shit? That you are a transmission shop. You ain't a fucking exhaust shop. And the fact that they didn't even tell me that they didn't even call me and ask permission or tell me that they cut it. He just thought they were gonna kick it under the rug and call it good. Like I wasn't gonna crawl underneath my truck. Like I already do 99% of the repairs on my truck myself anyways. The only reason I haven't done any repairs on my truck this year is because I just don't have time. And I don't have the money to do it myself. Because I need some of the repairs I want to do and need done require specialty tools. But since I don't have all these specialty tools, it's like, how the hell am I supposed to do these repairs myself? It's gonna take time that I don't have. Well, I'm trying to get this truck done and ready to, roadworthy by December, so I can go out to my buddy's wedding when he gets back from Africa. And I would like to have my truck done before the end of the year too, so I can go see my other buddy who's in Colorado. But, I'm not going to be able to at this rate, because every time I fucking think I've, got it figured out, somebody somewhere or something has to fuck me. It's a never-ending game with my life. If I had a video camera hidden away every single day of my life, most people would be shocked. Most people would be absolutely flabbergasted over the amount of bullshit that I put up with on a daily basis. Because people, it's like they think I'm stupid and try and abuse it, and then realize that I'm actually a lot smarter than what I come off as. I don't get it. Gotta pay attention. That's why you gotta pay attention right there, everybody. Y'all seen it. Pay attention, keep space. But that's just a few things that have been going on as of recently. I don't get it. I don't get what's wrong with the world. I don't understand why everybody got to screw everybody to try and get ahead. I understand this economy is shit, but once again, a man's worth his weight in gold, and all of a sudden, I love how some of these people in these small shops make more money than me doing less because of shit like that. And keep in mind, I make almost $25 an hour, 12 hours a day. So, I don't... You know, and I'm not in big rush. When I put shit in the shop, you know, it's like I expected that transmission to be done in like 6 months. Which, you know, once again, shame on me for, oh yeah, you guys are fast. No, that transmission should have been done a lot later than that. A lot later than 6 weeks. Especially for a quote-unquote heavy rebuild. Also, on top of that, I don't even think it's the right transmission that they put in there for my truck. Because the transmission that I had in there before was bigger. There's about, yay big, so probably about an inch and a half worth of slip joint on that drive shaft that isn't in the actual transmission. So, you know, once again, I think I don't even think it's a heavy-duty rebuild. I think they just bought whatever the fuck they could off Temu and slapped it all together. Because like I said, and also I've been looking at transmissions online that actually look like they're supposed to go in my truck that are like, you know, $25,000 to $3,000, $3,200. And that's just for stage 1. Stage 2, you're looking at about a price of what I paid for this rebuild. So, you know, that was the other thing that kind of tipped me off, is like, I could have gone out and ordered a stage 2 build, which is, you know, for higher horsepower, put my old injectors back in it, and just ran around having a freaking blast with a torquey ass transmission for $6,200. And it would have been literally would have been just as simple just to drop the fucking transmission out, put it back in the crate, let the old one come out and ship it back to wherever I get I would have gotten the new one from. And for those of you who don't, who want to know what kind of transmission I got, from what I've been told and what I've done the research on, it's supposed to be a 47 RE. The one I got in there now does not look like a 47 RE. It looks like some sort of, it doesn't look like, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a transmission guy. But just from direct comparison, it's not the same transmission as what originally was in my truck. And also, from what I've been looking at online, I'm supposed to be able to slap a 48 RE in there because it's the exact same bell housing and output shaft, supposedly. I think it varies on the V10 year and model and whatever parts they had laying around that they slapped in there. Supposedly. That has not been, I have not found a confirm or deny. But I have found the shop that had told me back in Reno, Nevada, that did tell me that they can put 48 RE parts in the 47 RE to upgrade to make it more heavy duty than what the heavy duty is supposed to be. Which is what they do in a lot of these stage 2s. They run through and they upgrade they put the 48 RE from the Cummins transmission, shift, are they the shifter solenoids? The things that, they're like little computers that run the fucking fluids through the valve body to help shift, that are heavy duty in the Cummins. But I guess supposedly you can put those in the 47 RE along with a couple other things, and you'll have an extreme heavy duty transmission. Which, for those of you who don't know, on the on the V10, when they came out with the transmission for the V10, they put the transmission in there that was literally for what the torque or the torque and the horsepower that the truck outputted. So you were actually better off upgrading your transmission on this truck, because your maximum horsepower and torque, you do anything and it puts your, you do anything to up your horsepower and your torque on your truck with this 48 with modifications, and you are now over the limit of what that the base transmission is supposed to be able to handle on the V10s if you're running a stock transmission. which is, 310 horsepower to the wheel, as far as I'm aware, is really freaking good. But it just astounds me, guys. It just it amazes me, the laziness and the cheapness of all the bullshit that goes on anymore. It really does. It just fucking amazes me. I have never felt so hold on. Hit them high RPMs. Just people have never amazed me in how low they can sink until these last couple of years. And like I keep telling people, I grew up in an area where, I learned what being shot at from a young age sounds like. What it means to be, have bullets bounce around your bedroom. And just because I'm that guy, and I got fired from the job because I stated this, I know that was one of the causes, I worked with the lady whose son did that to me at a young age. And it was all over because he was gang affiliated, and he chose the wrong bedroom to shoot at. Like, I guess he was going after my grandfather. He was an officer at that point, and he decided he was going to come shoot up our personal residence. Let's just say he didn't get very far that night, but I am literally to the point to where I am so done with society and everybody's bullshit. And, I ain't gonna go shoot up nobody's house or nothing, but, like, I just don't want to deal with people. I want to sit back in a mountainside somewhere on my back porch and just not talk to anybody ever again. Like, that's literally where I'm at, because I am so tired of... I could pay someone $10,000 and they still try and do a shitty job. Just because it's me. And that's literally what it is. I don't understand what it is about people trying to take advantage of people like me. It's like like I stated earlier, I may not sound like the smartest tool in the shed, but I sure shit ain't dumb. Well, I don't know about that, but I ain't stupid. I can tell when someone's gonna screw me. I can tell when, and it's weird, because it's like when I tell people I was raised by a cop, and I know you're trying to fucking screw me, then the whole attitude shifts. Oh, well, we're so sorry, Mr. Bowman. No, you ain't gotta do that. Blah 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 blah. It's like, yeah, now see, I caught you in your bullshit because y'all thought I was actually dumb. It's like, I hate having to do that shit. I hate having to wave around that I was raised by a fucking cop just to get people to respect me and understand that I ain't someone you can just, fuck like that. Or being an absolute arrogant prick. I shouldn't have to be that way for people to just do me right. Nobody should have to do that. Not me, not you guys, nobody. Nobody should have to be an ignorant asshole, always looking to pick fights, or anything else, anything else like that. Have to wave around status to be able to be treated like a human fucking being with decency. But that's the kind of world we're living in now. If you're not mean and aggressive and willing to go to jail for beating somebody's ass for doing you wrong, you're gonna get screwed over every fucking time. Now that was a good shift. But that's where we're at now. That's where we're at in society. You either have to be a mean piece of shit, or you have to be able to do everything yourself. And it's sad, because I didn't have to be this way for the longest time. Now all of a sudden, times are changing again to where I have to be a mean piece of shit. And I don't want to be a mean piece of shit. I really don't. Been there, done that, gotten my ass in a lot of trouble, and but I guess that's just how I have to be. If I were to just take off my glasses too, that's why one reason why I hate walking around with my glasses, or the way, because I'm blind and I'm always squinting all the damn time, so people always think I'm trying to fight everybody. It's like, no, I'm blind. And it always either brings out the worst in people or it keeps people away. It's one of the reasons why I'm trying to get contacts, but I am so tired of... I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of it all. You aren't going to win by being nice, and you aren't going to win by being mean. If you can't be self-sufficient in life anymore, and I mean almost 100% self-sufficient. You can't grow your own food. You can't work on your own shit. You can't, you don't even live. If you don't live by yourself and you're 23, you're a piece of shit. You're no one to everybody. Now, which is funny, because the older people get it. The older people understand that you're not going to make it by yourself nowadays. Just out by yourself, unless you're getting paid really, really good money. But it's like me. Yeah, if I would have come out to Texas sooner, I would have been able to make it by myself. As of right now, no, I can't. I can't. And I am so tired of all the bullshit. And that's all it is. Oh, shit. What is up with the traffic? Y'all need to grow some balls. Come on. Man, if you would have been paying attention, you could have made like 2 more cars. Everybody need to get off their phone. But we'll talk some more. I'll have to watch this video and see how that turned out. It's probably going to be too windy. I'll probably have to do another one. Anyway, guys, we'll catch you later.